Hey everyone, welcome back to the 2017 Jonesboro Open. We've got the conclusion of the second round coverage from the lead card. We got BK commentary here, Team Koling Barsby.
Yo.
And we have a great start here from Ricky Wysocki, 7 down.
Rick's just rolling.
Yeah, Rick's rolling. Rick roll. And Simon's right behind him, and Johnny's playing great and kind of in the mix as well. So
you're still hanging. Everybody's still got a chance. Rick just came off of throwing one of the sickest shots. Ever, pretty much.
Pretty incredible. And
I like how he's taking the flick here. You want to really just barely miss this branch that's hanging down. That's so textbook. Oh my gosh! I almost aced it. That's disgusting.
I don't know how he gets that much skip.
I could see it.
At 360 feet, that disc launches off the ground.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I think he got to the top.
Right.
So I think the play here is either the turnover that is low and slides up the hill,
right,
or the flick that, it's a tough one because you can't really get it up to the top with like that much touch to get it to skip slowly.
Right.
You have to smash it hard enough. So, yeah, it's almost like an ace run.
Johnny just not quite exactly what he wanted to. He avoids the low ceiling, which Simon couldn't quite do, but he did. He pulled it a little bit inside here, and
I did the same thing. What is going on with this hole? You threw the right disc.
I threw my wraith here, just a soft one, and
whoa,
yeah, a little check up there, but I'm happy. It's inside the circle here, and this is a difficult hole, so I'm happy about that.
Simon,
here I'm giving Simon a little bit of a hard time because yesterday he gave me the bok when I laid up, so I returned the favor for him. I called him a chicken.
Johnny working his magic. Out of the woods, easy 3 there. That's fine from his position.
I couldn't tell if he was trying to run that or not, but either way, he's going to have an easy 3.
Now, if I know Rick, this one's going to go.
I thought he would too.
Oh, come on.
Just a bit low and off to the right side there. And I had that shaky putt on 9, so I'm really looking just to get back on track there, and that was a solid putt for me.
There we go.
Not that far, but the elevated basket kind of adds a little bit of difficulty to it.
It's important to make those ones. Those are your connectors. And
Ricky,
they get your confidence back going,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Rick is not happy. He missed a putt.
Yeah, he did. He missed a putt.
Why would that happen to Rick?
I don't know. Interesting stat. So far, Ricky has still yet to make a circle 2 putt through the first 27 holes of the tournament. Actually, 28 now.
Well, he's either A, parking stuff, or B, he's just jammed a couple outside 60.
Well, I've played every shot with him so far, and I will attest that he's parking a lot of shots.
Yeah.
So he hasn't needed to make the circle 2 putts, but I'm happy to take away the lone 2 there.
Got your stroke back.
And I got that
from number 9.
That's right.
Way to be.
Yeah, thank you.
Now 11, a couple guys played this one adversely, but to me this is a pretty straightforward, good par 4.
Yeah.
Which takes a nice shot down the pipe, and you want to just fade it out to the left, and then you can either play a backhand turnover, which is a little tougher, or for the guys that play the flick, it's a pretty easy up and down here.
One thing you don't want to do in this one is go too long because you can actually outdrive the landing zone there and have no shot to the green. And
you were close right there.
I was close. I threw a destroyer there, and I don't think it needs the destroyer speed, but no. I just like to throw that disc there on that hole. Ricky plays this hole pretty much perfect. Just around the corner, he's going to give himself a really nice angle to the pin. And Simon's going at this hole sideways.
Yeah, okay, so here it is. Boom. So he's throwing the shot basically out onto 9's fairway, and I think if it keeps going like it did, it's going to almost reach hole 1's fairway.
Yeah.
But it's wide open out there, so he can work from there. Now Johnny playing it low, just playing this straight over and waiting for it to fade.
Yeah, he'd like to get that over a little bit more, but he'll still have a turnover look from there. And Simon's probably about 350 or so, and so of course he's throwing a putter with hyzer.
Right.
But
playing it in
catches
there nice
the trees
and
there, and
that was a really nice catch by the tree. Just kind of kissed it to the pin.
I would say he's gonna make that putt.
Johnny, here's the backhand. Now notice how high he gets that shot.
Yeah,
that's so crucial and important to being able to fade your disc.
Right.
When you're throwing the turnover, you've got to get it up in the air. It looked like he just kind of bailed out on his angle there.
He just pinched himself off a little bit too much off the tee. Didn't really have a good angle to get to the pin, so he really had to throw almost like a roller angle to get it to turn as much as he needed.
Yeah, Rickster played a harp there, which is an interesting play, but it's not that long of a shot from here.
So it's his go-to disc. And from where he was, he didn't need anything more than a mid-range to a putter speed.
Yeah, you almost want to keep that drive on the shorter side of the gap just because it's a little more straight.
Yep.
Wow, Johnny with the turbo.
I was really hoping he'd make that putt just to have it on camera so people can see how great of a turbo putter he is.
Oh, geez, yeah, he missed it by a couple feet from over 60 feet. Right. What a terrible putt.
Yeah.
With a turbo.
It's so fun to watch him do those turbo putts because he's got a 100-foot turbo putt in his back pocket if he needs it, which is stupid. To be honest with you, that's just stupid to have that much distance with that.
You have to, for the folks at home, look up Johnny's turbo putt at Renaissance Gold.
Yeah.
And just look at Barry's face.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
It's one of the classic disc golf videos on the internet, definitely.
So Johnny taking the 4 there, the rest of you guys with 3s.
Good birdies. You can get yourself into trouble there if you don't throw a good tee shot.
Johnny's
but overall,
not happy with that.
No, Johnny's not happy about it, but in general, pretty good score for the card.
Yeah. Now, one of the most beautiful holes out here, for sure.
Yeah.
So in between the hay bales is out of bounds. You see the Spartan mowing going up to the pin.
Yep. And one of the most precarious greens we're going to play on.
It's very steep.
Incredibly steep. And this
That's
one,
a shot.
Yeah, you just want to mash it as long as you don't mash it directly behind that stuff.
That's a smash. Dang.
Yeah, it's far. It's closer to the pin than most people are going to be, but the angle that I will have there is going to be really difficult.
It's going to be tough. Yeah, you want to hang it left like Rick here.
Yeah.
That's looking prime. Now, I noticed that he let go of that with hyzer and it stayed on the hyzer. Right. The guys that I see stand him up, they stay to the right more on this one just because of the downhill and the way the wind works.
Interesting.
Like, notice how long this burns to the right.
Yeah, Simon just went straight.
And I'm sure that disc is silly overstable, too.
Yeah, it's a slightly more beat-in PD2, but if you've thrown a PD2, saying a slightly more beat-in PD2 is like saying it's a slightly more understable Firebird. I mean, it's just a distance driver version of a Firebird.
Yeah.
But
the fact that he threw that to there, I could only imagine what he would do if he tried to reach this pin. He'd probably overthrow it and send it down the hill to the next tee. If he got a flippy one and turned it up.
Right. And this shot right here,
wow.
I cannot tell you with words how impressive that touch is. That shot is so fast. If he's a foot higher, he's 45 feet away.
Yeah, you can't see the basket from there, and that's another good one. I'm playing the flick there, but Rick's got the harp, so he knows he can play it maybe just a touch more aggressive. Now, you're playing the high route because you were cut off.
I was cut off, and
that's a good shot.
That was a super bonus for me to stay close to the basket there.
Yeah.
High speed with coming down with angle, anything can happen there. It could hit edge and roll, and I was pleased to see that it stayed inside 20
That's
feet.
it on the left there. Simon from about 25 down the hill. It's a sketchy putt. It doesn't really look too far downhill, but the earth just kind of falls away there. If you miss that putt, you're going at least to the circle's edge.
He was inside the circle, so there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's right. He hasn't missed one of those in a while.
No, it's been a long time.
Good birdie there. That's a nice little scramble.
Yeah.
Good drive, just in that unfortunate position.
I was surprised at how little I had from my approach.
Worked it out.
I really had. Whoa.
Mixer likes to hit him high.
Yeah, he does.
They stick for him. He's all right with it.
And
Johnny,
incredible approach to be as far down the hill. This hole really does benefit the longer player by a lot. To have a slower putt to approach type. Shot into the green really is a huge advantage.
Instead of playing a driver, which can get away.
Exactly.
Like the fade, if you have any fade on that one, it could catch edge and roll or just sail right past it.
Yeah, he did it textbook. So on to hole 13, which is one of the most interesting angles of the course. Really the only time we actually have to play an angle shot, I feel like.
Yeah, like this hole, you really just want to punch it through under the branches with a ton of hyzer and just kind of get it to sail up the hill here.
It's just difficult with that low ceiling. You really can't throw the height that you want.
So that's wide, right?
Yeah, that's a little bit wide. I actually really liked it off the tee. I didn't realize that it was as wide as it was.
Right.
I'll have to learn from that, but I don't feel comfortable going any
tighter
tighter than
close,
that.
Right.
If you hit those trees early, you're in a lot of trouble. And this is a bonus too. So, getting a look at it is really just extra.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessary to birdie this hole.
Tough roll for Rick. This hole is tricky. You really just kind of want to get the nose up, send it inside.
Just like Simon did right there.
Is he going to skip?
He does.
Nice. Okay, so that's up there. Maybe just a touch higher, and that's the shot.
Yep.
Notice the gap on the left as well as we watch Johnny play a tutorial shot on the hole.
Yeah.
The gap on the left there, I feel like...
almost enticing.
Yeah, it is, but there's a couple branches that they left.
Right.
I saw Lefty yesterday go that route.
Yeah, the lefties have a really difficult time in this hole. There's really no way to air it down the traditional gap to get there.
He should have just straddled that one.
So here I'm actually doing an interesting thing.
You're sending signals out.
Yeah.
I saw that. Knee tap point. That means this one's going in.
Right.
I'm telling you.
So I lift my foot up. My back foot is actually where my mini is.
Right.
I lifted my front foot because I was in the bush. To avoid the bush, I stepped out in front of it, lifted my foot in the air, and putted while my foot was in the air.
Slow that down at home, folks.
Yeah.
Let's keep Jeremy honest here.
Yeah, speaking of slowing things down, here's a SloMez replay of Simon banging another putt just outside the circle's edge, making it look so easy. Yeah. It's really awesome to watch.
Yeah, he's good. He's real good.
Yep. I was thinking I might get a SloMez there, but, I mean, I missed the putt.
Right.
So I wasn't expecting it when I missed
Here's
it.
the thing. You got to make them if you want to get on the SloMez.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a SloMez miss putt yet. But maybe they've done that on a spit out, but I don't want to be on that SloMez.
Rick seems like he's looking around for something. He's like, well, why didn't I birdie this hole?
Where's my birdie? I didn't get one there.
Where's my bird? Nice, only 2 from Simon there.
Yeah.
Back to disc side of heaven in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Hole 14 is one of the signature holes in the course, I feel like. 520 feet. It plays like it's 520 feet, but at the same time, I think people can reach this hole that don't have that much distance.
This is such a tricky one, and you really are playing the wind here.
Yeah.
And, the wind dictates which disc you're going to throw as well. Unless you have, one really locked in, which seems like that's a trending topic out here. You're going to throw a lot of maybe the same driver just because you're
getting a rhythm.
Loose.
And
yeah.
Simon had thrown that same disc on the day before and almost aced it, and that was looking really good. Unfortunately, caught one of those limbs, and I meant to throw this a bit lower with a little bit more anhyzer.
Yeah, you let go of that with some hyzer.
Yeah.
Stand up. But that's fine. Out there, that's a play into the pin. This is a tough 2. I feel like this is probably one of the tougher 2s on the course, just to be able to shape the shot. Really, the idea is to... Oh, no.
Yeah.
Rick.
Yeah, that one got away from him.
B.
In the 2 rounds, that's the worst shot I've seen him throw times 5. He's been in control with all these kinds of shots. And
look at this thing. That is a bullet.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot.
Stay right. Stay to the right. Yeah, it's so tough. You really almost have to get it to turn right at those limbs to get it in there. Yep. This hole is awesome. Love throwing this one. This is one when you come up and practice, you throw about 6 discs just to watch them fly and check it out.
I know I did. This is a fun hole to throw. And
Rickster.
Oh, a little SloMez or a little FollowFlight for the approach, which is deserved. A great approach shot there from Rick. And, I mean... Regardless of how good that shot is, he's not happy one bit.
No.
But
I did the same thing, just for maybe a little further. You just pitch the flick. Nice run.
Yeah,
almost got it.
Yeah, there's a couple little high routes up there. It can be tricky, but it's pretty simple. And I almost gave Simon another bok here, a little chicken call. That's one of the rarest alter egos that you're gonna see in disc golf, and that's Simon lays up. One of the alter egos that he has. You don't see it very often, but
Simon lays up.
Simon lays up.
Wow. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that is a good one.
I think he gave himself that name, and like I said, you see it so rare that when it happens, you got to call him out on it.
Rick, great putt there from Rick.
I think he's not.
He's really not stoked.
He's not stoked. Not stoked.
It's like, I'm going to...
It's just a little bit of human element from Ricky, which is nice to see because he's thrown so many great shots over these first.
For everybody back home,
Yeah.
Rick took a bogey.
Yeah, it happens.
It does happen
It can
to even
happen.
the best players in the world.
And 15 is the shortest hole in the course. I'd say right at the most must-get holes
This is a must-get for the top pros.
Yeah.
And it's almost one of those holes that wants to buy you in to take an ace run.
Yeah.
I went with a run yesterday over the top, and it still sat inside the circle. So there's not that much
Yeah.
danger if you do run it. You just don't want to hit the branches on the left side.
Right, and when you throw a driver on this hole, you can get it to stick, and you can throw that ace run that Barsby's talking about without worrying about skipping down the hill, even though it is a right to left slope on this hill. So you'd think that you would go down the hill.
Are you playing the Sexton Firebird?
I am throwing the Sexton Firebird, and I'm doing exactly what you don't really want to do. But
Oh,
it's stuck pretty well.
Notice, yeah, it stays right there on the hill.
Right.
It's not rolling down. The grass is still pretty thick out here.
And that's a bit more textbook from Johnny. Just swing it out wide, let it slide into the hillside.
Yep.
You don't want to make this hole interesting. You just want to kind of put it out there, just as Ricky's done as well.
Yeah,
I believe
Rick's
that's a triple X.
playing triple X. That's a good shot.
Yep, and that grass is pretty thick there, and you're not going to get too much of a skip.
So you're just outside?
I'm just inside the circle. I'm
Okay.
about 28, 29 feet away.
There we go. Down and up. Ka-ching. Nice putt.
Yeah, that was a solid one. I felt pretty good about that, and like we said before, this is a must get. You got to get this one. If you don't get it, not feeling great.
Yeah, well, you're getting ran up on.
Right.
I bet you 75 to 80% of the open field is birdieing this.
Yeah, this has got to be the lowest average score per hole.
I would say. Simon hadn't missed one of these in a long time. And doesn't really look like he's going to start right now.
No.
Nope, dead center.
Yeah.
Great putt. He's got that nice fluid motion.
Yep.
You know, one of the things I think his putt is so dialed because he has his... Oh, what is Simon doing out there?
I stole his putter, and he was trying to chase me, and I ran away, and he didn't want to get in Johnny's way. So
There you go. Yeah, Simon just does a great job of transferring his body weight.
the center, he keeps everything right in line with the pole.
Right.
Makes it really easy.
Yeah.
Hole 16 is the only par 5 on the course, and I'd say it's debatably a par 5 personally. There's been 20 eagles through 2 rounds on this hole.
Maybe that's a little too much. It's debatable. I think as far as a tippity top professional player hole, this is a really good par 4.
One of the best par 4s on the course.
Right.
But either way,
for players that love to play disc golf,
Yeah.
and maybe don't throw 550 feet off the tee,
Right.
this is a
Yeah.
legit 5.
yeah, I could see that. I can make you can make that argument.
Yeah.
This course, however, was designed in the mind of players that have the distance like Simon Lizotte
Right.
and Ricky Wysocki and
I would call, it's debatable. You could even call number 9 a 5 as well. They called that a 4, but that could be considered maybe a 5.
yeah. There's
Just
some,
because of the technicality off the tee. You've got
Right.
a few more trees on that hole.
So Simon and I go with distance drivers here, and we're just trying to get down there
Left
and
side.
to the left, and that opens up. It's not in the bushes. It might look like it is,
It
but
sure did look like it. I saw it on the internet.
okay, yeah. There's a shot right down the middle from Johnny. That's textbook. He's gonna have that straight gap, which is really nice for him. He doesn't want to go the Spike Kaiser, I imagine. He wants to throw his flex shot, straight shot at the pin. So keeping it down the middle is paramount for him.
Rick playing the nice stand-up. That's a great camera angle from Jomez. Look how straight that thing's
Yeah,
flying.
he rips that. I believe that's his defender.
Get down past that. Man, Rick throws a long way. Nice and smooth.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a beautiful position. He's going to set up for the flick there. Now notice you have to kind of put yourself in this position to hit this gate out over the water. And that is a really nice shot.
yeah, beautiful shot. Just barely over the basket, and now he's
That's a great play, though.
looking back at the basket from about 50 feet.
Yeah, that's still a great play. You don't necessarily want to leave that one short.
Right. Yeah, the short can be dangerous because you have that hillside in front, and you don't want to play with that. And
Simon, nice bounce. That's an easy eagle there.
I think he's about 3 or 4 feet further than he was yesterday for eagle.
Wow.
So he made that hole look really easy
Yeah.
through 2 rounds.
So you're going to do the same thing here with just the hyzer,
Yeah.
kind of at the tree, and then just play it right in front of it?
Yep, just throwing a destroyer there with hyzer, just trying to avoid all the stuff. And
Oh, boy, that's smashed.
yeah, just being safe, giving myself a look at it.
That's right.
Being safe.
You give yourself an opportunity to score.
And Ricky's giving himself a real easy flick.
Yeah, that was such a textbook position. That's exactly where you want to be.
You can't be in a better spot.
I was about 45 short of that.
Yeah.
It's not a good place to be.
No, you want to be right where he was.
Same line and everything.
Right.
45 shorter, all of a sudden that tree makes things really interesting. Koling from outside the circle. Big germ.
Yeah, there's
a SloMez.
Oh, I like that.
That's a good one. Pause that. You can send that to a Facebook profile pic.
I like that one.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a nice feeling putt to get the try to forget about the slope behind it, because if that had been an air ball, I might have had a 40-foot comebacker.
Yeah. Things could get really interesting on this green. It is close enough to that edge to where that putt can get interesting.
Oh, it's a pucker effect.
Like, I don't think that putting it any closer to the edge would be good.
No,
I feel like that's the perfect place for this pin.
I think they designed this hole terrifically. I think it's just a pro par 4, and you're typically not seeing 7 down on a foursome on one hole.
No, that's
but
a really good job.
Regardless of the fact, it still is great scores there by the three of us, and Johnny, I'm sure, is happy with his 4 as well.
Yeah, 4 is fine there. I mean, obviously, you want to 3 it when you're playing with the group,
right? And
you're pushing. 17, this hole plays semi-blind off the box. You can't see the landing zone, so you're throwing a nice straight driver to finish up left of this big oak tree.
We're finishing 17-18 on the 5th hardest hole and the hardest hole on the course, and I believe that they're both about the hardest tee shots that you're going to have.
Yeah, I would agree.
And this one is so tricky because that barbed wire fence really cuts off that wide angle to the basket, which is really what you'd like.
Boom.
Yeah.
Going inside. Pulled that a little bit.
Uh-oh's right. Had that gotten through, I would have been almost
way down there.
I'd been way down there looking at like a long jump putt.
Yeah.
But I did not get through. So now I'm looking at the woods.
That's not necessarily a route you're looking at.
And
before the tournament, but as you throw it and you're watching your disc, you're like, maybe there is a route there.
And Ricky,
that is an absolute bomb.
And out of his hand, he hated that tee shot. He was making all sorts of funny noises about, I can't believe you threw it like that. And then he was perfect. There was not one time when that disc was in any danger of hitting anything.
I thought I was landing in a perfect position, and Rick just overthrew it by about 30 feet.
Oh, he smashed it. He smoked it. He made it look easy. Trust me, guys, that is not easy.
Johnny playing the turnover down the hill. It should come to him. Yep. Nice play. That's not a bad shot there, but it's still got a downhill look right on the circle's edge. Mm-hmm. What are you doing over here?
I don't have anything. I have a sideways layout, or I have a aggressive thumber route, and I saw it, and I slipped in my footing, and I got about 60 feet, maybe 70 feet. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I had a really good look at the basket, actually, and I was thinking, I had delusions of grandeur. I thought I could 3 this one, but...
Simon going with like a roller style turnover. That's a tough position there.
Yeah, anything in the woods on the right is bad bogey. Do not go in there.
Rick is licking his chops right now.
Literally.
He's like, I am going to get another stroke on these guys right here.
And on the 5th hardest hole on the course,
beauty,
Ricky has made it look like it's one of the easiest. This is a bummer.
Wow,
I have
still over in there.
Nothing.
That's not a good place.
I'm glad that you guys can see there is nothing. I eventually just had to take my medicine, and
that's brutal. And it's thick in there too. If you just, it all depends on where if your disc is 2 foot to the left, you might have had a great look. Oh my gosh. Oh, good run.
Yeah, just trying to basically clean up the damage there and take a 5. And like I said, I had one aggressive shot at it, I took my shot and I got punished for it.
Yeah.
And, sometimes
this course will do that.
Yeah, you have to. You got to take shots out there. And
I had a 6 on 18 yesterday. It punished me brutally.
Yeah,
you just don't want to miss these fairways because it's really thick.
It happens.
And there's ticks. Which is always real frustrating because you're already kind of, like maybe perturbed or something, irritated.
And then you got ticks to deal with.
And then you have a tick. Yeah.
Right. And
so
right now,
it's a brutal process.
Right now, Ricky is playing the tick of the course for the rest of us. He's just crawling up and down our legs with all these birdies. But he's playing a solid round, and like I said, birdieing 17 both times is pretty phenomenal.
I noticed you looked up at the top of the tree where your disc hit, and you were thinking, man, if it misses that one,
I knew it.
I'm down in here possibly.
It was right there.
Very nice 4.
Well, Ricky 12 down through 17 holes, playing phenomenal.
Simon 12 down, just smooth action from both these guys.
And on to the hardest hole of the course, hole 18. Really, there's just that straight sucker gap, which is the one I was going for until I saw Ricky basically show me how it's done with the hyzer yesterday. And if you're a right-hand backhand
hyzer... Did he throw
hyzer,
the hyzer?
Yes, he did. And you're going to see a lot of that.
I can't wait to learn right now. Here we go. All right, Rick.
Ricky is going to throw a big hyzer shot again. I believe that's his defender. And
Gotta watch where he throws it.
That's a smash, is sending out wide. And this is drive number 14 that he hated. That ended up in a perfect position. Right there in the opening.
Wow.
And
boy, that's just, but that's the world champ break right there. He just doesn't catch that branch and drop down into the crap.
And Simon and I, after seeing Ricky's tee shot yesterday, how easy it looked, we had talked about it, and we're like, I'm doing that tomorrow.
Hey, no offense, but I think this hole should be a Mando. It's such a
down the middle.
It's such a good hole. Like you have to play that shot. Mm-hmm. But why would we challenge the best in the world? Why would we do that?
I wouldn't mind being Amanda down the middle, but
I think everybody could play that shot
until they enforce that.
Right, it's easier to do that and
that's
get
much
yourself
easier.
in a good position. It takes a much more quality golf shot down the tube and then to send it over to the right like that. Mm-hmm. That definitely takes mad skill. That's a bomb. There we go.
And kind of like Johnny, I was not as wide as I needed to be. And I ended up hitting that stuff right there. Unfortunately, I kicked out.
Wow.
Johnny wasn't as lucky, and he kind of got stuck in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And he just basically has about
that's what you got to do right
70-foot approach.
Set yourself up for the third shot and make a quality one from there.
And here I'm about 430, 440.
Get that tick off.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I can reach it with a Thunder, but I'm going to throw it as hard as I can.
Thunderbird?
Yeah.
That's a great play. I think you can reach it from there for sure. Get up in there. Oh, yeah. Parked it.
And, yeah, that's
a good play.
That's a good play.
Yeah.
I left some strokes out there the day before on 18, and it was really nice to...
It's good to finish.
Good to finish with a birdie here.
Rickster.
Really surprised. I couldn't see how cut off his angle was at the time, and I thought that he'd be up there putting for a birdie as well.
Simon looks to be hanging this out a little wide. Woo!
And he is
snuck it back in there.
Inside,
just inside
the circle. Yeah, which is
right where he wants to be.
Right where he wants to be.
Yeah. Now, Johnny playing his third. This is a crucial shot. You don't want to take a bogey here coming down late.
Right.
Or a double.
Uh-oh. Who did that?
This hole dominated me yesterday. Rickster.
The little approach with his triple X trying to spike it in the basket.
Get it. Oh.
He thought that was in. That was actually the only shot that I think that he loved the entire round.
Okay, the gallery kind of forming on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah. And Johnny with a solid par save there. Really nice scramble for him.
Perfect loft. Nice stick.
Yeah, he's happy about that one.
Oh, yeah.
That putt right there kept him on lead card.
Yeah.
Yep, so he'll be back tomorrow. And Simon, make that 4 straight rounds.
Boom.
Not one missed putt inside the circle in
Good
4
round
rounds.
from Simon. He's just playing smooth golf. He's not getting out of his comfort zone.
Right.
Just playing smooth.
Playing Simon lays up every once in a while, and the rest of the time he's going big.
He's not taking the risk. He's not taking as many risks. He knows that, you know what, I'm making all these 30-footers. Like, might as well just put it in there.
Exactly. It makes the basket so much bigger when you know you can make all the putts. And
nice round from these guys. Great back nine. All these players are throwing really well. We'll see them back on the lead card tomorrow.
Yeah, the same exact lead card tomorrow. Simon lied to me yesterday morning and said he was going to shoot a 52 today. He ended up messing up and shooting a 51 instead, tying the course record.
Wow.
And Ricky threw 18 tee shots that he wasn't happy with and came out with 12 under. I had a bit of a salvation on the back nine to keep myself in the hunt, 20 under, and JohnE McCray is...
Lewis Bitney hanging in there. James Conrad's not going away. I played with Chris Dickerson yesterday. He's throwing well. So.
Yeah, so a lot of good mixture, a lot of good golf going on.
Big thanks to Jomez for having us out.
Absolutely. Thanks to Jomez as always, and thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for third round coverage tomorrow.